I made the extremely tough decision to leave my husband last year after being with him for 21 years. We were married for 8 years. And my ex-husband is not a bad guy, wonderful father. But there were some things that would send people into orbit when I would tell them things. Like, number one, and I'm not exaggerating, my ex-husband did not tell me that he loved me. That sends people into outer space when I tell them that. That was something that I accepted, we'll call it accepted, but now I see it as settling. I had accepted this about him, but what ended up happening is years and years and years of what I will consider emotional neglect, unintentionally. I began to resent him, and there's a few videos that I want to make of things that I've learned, especially with us coming up on 1 year divorced, and what I learned about divorcing the good guy and what a villain that makes you, how hard it is on your kids. I just want this to reach someone going through the same thing or thinking about divorcing the good guy. And if you have questions, if you have concerns that you have for yourself or your kids, drop it in the comments. I'd love for somebody to ask me something because I feel like my story can help somebody.
All of these women say the same thing. You know what? I'm on the internet and I'm doing this because I feel like my story can help somebody else. Well, here's my question. Did this create a better or a worse environment for your children? Because I didn't even know that you had children until you just mentioned it. Do you feel as though this is going to hurt and ruin the reputation of so-called quote unquote good guy, because everybody knows somebody that knows who you're talking about or who you're talking to when you decide to throw him under the bus on the internet? And then last but not least, do you think after a year of being divorced, and I'm assuming that you've probably tried to jump on an app or try to talk to somebody else, do you believe that you've actually had or made a smart decision because you were emotionally in a bad space because you started to resent him? Because for men, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't say I love you, but I can think of 10,000 worse things. And a lot of times for men, the way that we show that we love you is through our actions, not necessarily through our words. The words are the reinforcing of you bearing good fruit. Those would be my questions to this woman and to these women that decide, because they labeled him the good guy. And listen, first red flag, the first problem is that you start telling everybody else or having conversations with people outside of your relationship about what he was doing and what would send them into a loop because you knew what you was doing. And so we got to start going through and mining through this stuff because these people are not innocent. They know what they're doing. They know what they're putting themselves into. They then get influenced by other people, and that's how they determine that they're emotionally disconnected and start to build up resentment. And then they say, well, you know what? It's okay to divorce the good guy.
We're going to start here.
No one talks about divorcing a good guy. I've been divorced twice, both of which were my decision, and neither one of them were abusing me or cheating on me. That doesn't mean there wasn't a pile of other reasons as to why we couldn't maintain a healthy relationship. People get divorced for all kinds of reasons. Maybe you don't agree on how to parent your kids. Maybe you suck at communicating and argue all the time. Maybe you don't agree on money and you have financial issues. Maybe there's no intimacy and you feel like you're living with a roommate. Those are all valid reasons to not want to stay in a relationship. And if that's you, that doesn't make you a shitty person. You deserve to be happy. And I'm proud of you for taking responsibility for your happiness and doing something about it. Wow. So stop beating yourself up for leaving someone you know in your soul wasn't your person.
You're the one.
What's interesting about that is all I hear is me, 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 and more me. And thank you for taking responsibility for your happiness. If you feel a certain way at any point, it's not worked through it, it's not trying to figure it out, it's not taking your vows seriously. This is why you can't hold men accountable by saying that they're afraid of divorce, because most people are not in sickness and in health till death do us part, for richer or for poor. None of that matters. Not vetting and finding all of this stuff out before you decide to marry the person. But no, just run out and get married and then divorce, and then get married again and then divorce, because according to this video that y'all sent me in my email, this woman is twice divorced. And apparently she is a person that capitalizes off of telling women that they should get divorced. Not my words. This is what you guys wrote in the email. But no level of responsibility. He's a good guy, but then women say things like this to justify walking away from something and breaking up their home and putting their children at a disadvantage, and not having both parents play a huge role and having the children observe how you treat your parents. You are what it is that you attract, and if you find yourself continuously in these same situations over and over again, you're the problem. You're the problem, especially if it happens more than once.
Someone you know in your soul wasn't your person.
You're the one initiating divorce, but you feel guilty as hell because he's a good guy. There isn't any big reason. He didn't cheat on you. He didn't steal from you. He's not beating you. He's a good guy, and you feel like shit because you know you need to divorce. You know you're not happy, and it's the right thing. But
how do y'all know what the right thing is and the wrong thing? A lot of y'all don't have good judgment.
Yeah, it's keeping you from actually pulling the trigger because you feel so guilty. I want to talk about this again. I talk about this a lot, and I just feel as though I need to keep reinforcing this message because I know that you need to hear this. You are not doing anything wrong by asking for a divorce. You are not doing anything wrong by saying, my happiness lies in a different path. But what you are doing is you are doing the right thing. You know, Brene Brown says, clear is kind. And if you stay because you feel guilty, you are not being clear and you are not being kind. Not only are you robbing yourself of a chance at happiness, but you're robbing him at his chance for happiness too.
Yeah, do me a favor.
Because by staying, even though you want to leave, you are misleading him and you're keeping him from finding the happy, healthy relationship that he deserves as well. So don't kid yourself that by staying, you're doing the kind thing, because you're in your heart, you're not there, you're not committed anymore, you're not in love anymore. It's time for you to go. So number one, you're not doing anything wrong. So the guilt you're feeling is actually not guilt, okay? Because
women don't hold women accountable. Women make women feel better about the decisions that they should be accountable for.
Guilt means you're doing something wrong, but you're not doing something wrong. And therefore, it's not guilt you're feeling. It's the discomfort of making a choice that you know is going to be hard for somebody else, and it's the choice that he doesn't want. It's the discomfort of making a choice that is in alignment with your truth and with your values.
Your
truth. What you know is right for you. You're uncomfortable about that because you know that it's going to be hard for him. Okay? So reframe it from guilt to discomfort. That's going to help you get out of that trap. And
I'm so sick of women giving women bad advice and ruining our cultures, ruining our communities, ruining our families, ruining people's lives, doing the worst thing that's for men. It's disrespectful, it's ugly, it's evil, and it's not right, in my opinion, respectfully. Always like to give credit to the content creators, so that link will be down in the description. T. Genly, 40% off your first order, 20% off of life. This is bad. This is very bad, but I always like to give y'all credit and keep y'all in the loop on what's going on. I'm going to talk to y'all in a little bit.